Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about linking words. Linking words are words that we use to connect sentences. So you can find them as conjunctions. We're not going to talk about the entire set of conjunctions, but we're going to focus today on a limited set of words which we're going to use during the level we're right now. We're going to start with two words, because and so. When I use because, I'm establishing a direct relationship between cause and effect. So I use the word because to give a motive for something, to give a reason for an action. Let's take a look at these two sentences. I finished my work. I'm going home. We can establish a direct relationship between these two events, these two phrases. I finished my work, I'm going home. If we connect these two phrases using because, it's going to sound like this. I'm going home because I finished my work. So I use because when I'm giving a motive or a reason. And this works really well with the question word why. For example, why are you going home? The answer, because I finished my work. But sometimes people don't ask questions and we have to give reasons anyway. So because comes to the rescue, and you can connect these two phrases by saying this. I'm going home because I finished my work. Now, we can also use so, but we use it in a different order, like this. I finished my work, so I'm going home. In this case, so also works as a connective word, as a linking word, but we start backwards, you see? We're using the same phrase that we used to finish the first sentence in the beginning, and we're using the second phrase after that. So this is more like a linear progression. I finish work, what happens next? I go home. I use the word so. If I want to give a reason for this, then I'm going to use because to explain my motives. All right, what happens when you have a cause and then the effect is unexpected? Let's recap the previous example. I finished work, I'm going home. So it's a linear progression of cause and effect. But what happens if I finish work, but I don't go home? So I stay at my office. Then the effect of the cause is not really direct. So then we have to make a contrast. For that, we're going to use the words although and the expression even though. These are the same, but the way we use it is going to depend on the way we construct the phrase. So let's take a look at our phrases now. I finished my work, and now the second phrase is different. I'm not going home. What we normally expect is that after I finish work, I should be going home, right? But in this case, I'm not going home. So I'm going to show this contrast by beginning my phrase like this, using although. Although I finished my work, I'm not going home. So we're presenting here a contrast. Although I finished my work, I'm not going home. If I start using the last one, I'm not going home, I'm going to use even though. Even though I finished my work. So if I use the expression in the middle, I have to use even though. Okay? If I open the phrase, I'm going to use although. But they are the same. Let's take a look at the examples again. Although I've finished my work. I'm not going home. So we're using it to present a contrast. Same case here. I'm not going home even though I finished my work. Last but not least, we're going to use the word but. Okay, but we use it to provide additional information. Let's use the same example. I finished my work. I have to stay. I'm not going home. We can provide this extra bit of information like this. I finished my work, but I have to stay. Now we can connect this entire expression with the last phrase using so like this. So I'm not going home. The practical use of the words we saw today, it's very easy. So all you have to do is make like a logical connection between the elements. Is it a linear progression? We can use so. Is it a relation of cause and effect, motives, reasons? Then we use because. Is there a contrast in your explanation? You can begin your phrase using although. Oh, I want to use it in the middle of the sentence. Then you use even though to give reasons for the result being unexpected. Basically, what I'm saying is this. We have a cause. Oh, sorry about that. We have a cause, and then we have an effect. If we start with the cause, we can connect it with the effect using so directly. If we start with the effect and we want to connect it with the cause, we use because. Because. Kind of gives it away, right? Now, when we have a cause and we're expecting this, and I'm going to put a 1, and this is what we would like, but the result is different, and this is a bad thing, then we're talking about a contrast. When we have a contrast, we use even though. And if we start with the effect and then we name the cause, we start the phrase with although. Try to come up with your own examples. This is going to give a very dynamic sense to your speech. So try to recognize these words in all the text that you read, especially the ones in the New English File Pre-Intermediate. There's a very good example in the book, so look it up and practice. And that's all the time we have for today. On behalf of everyone here at Smooth Talkers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.